Hello everybody, today we are going to see the Nash Equilibrium in two situations. The first one will be a daily situation and the second one will be an economic example related with international trade. Let's start. In the first case we have two kids, Aaron and Brenda. They want to watch their favorite TV shows, but a problem appears. Aaron wants to watch SpongeBob SquarePants, while his sister Brenda prefers to watch Adventure Time. By coincidence, Aaron hates Adventure Time, and Brenda detests SpongeBob SquarePants. Obviously, the kids want to see their preferred cartoons, and to achieve that, they must control the TV remote. As you can see, we have a problem here. Apparently, there are four options that imply to have or to not have the TV remote for each person. As we can see at the table, if Brenda decides to have the TV remote and Aaron makes the same choice, they will fight to establish the queen or king of the TV remote. However, it won't have a winner because Charlie, their dad, will punish them without TV and they will be sent to their respective bedrooms. Then both will lose. In the opposite situation, if no one tries to get the TV remote, it will be dominated by the mother, Thelma, who will put a sports program. It won't be the best thing to watch for the kids, but both will be satisfied. But what will happen if someone decides to don't have the TV remote and the other does? In this case, if Brenda obtains the TV remote, she will put Adventure Time, and if Aaron is the one that gets the TV remote, SpongeBob SquarePants will be the cartoons watched on the TV. In these situations, the kid without the TV remote will watch one thing that he or she detests, and it will force him or her to go to their rooms. Moreover, the loser will have an added negative consequence. His sister or her brother would have won a battle, and this directly affects to the honor between siblings. They both think that it's better to lose both than let the other win. So the results for the loser in this situation would be worse than if they were punished by that Charlie. We can see it here, where the losing person in these two situations, the losers are bigger than here. Then we could think that they will consider that having the TV remote is better than not having it whatever it happens, even if there are bad consequences. So the more inclined situation to happen is the worst one, in which no one watches nothing because they end in their rooms. And that, folks, is the Nash Equilibrium in the short term. Now let's see this in an economic situation from a liberal perspective. We have the country A, which will be Argentina, and the country B, which will be Brazil. If they had free trade between them, both countries would have benefits from it. However, they are able to apply some protectionist actions that could end with free trade. If both use it, they will be in the so-called autarky, where they will have no incentives to trade between them. Then they will be forced to live alone in an interconnected world, and that will be negative for both economies. But what will happen if one country doesn't set up protectionist policies while the other does? The protectionist country will enjoy the benefits of exporting without restrictions and will block imports from the other. So here we have a win-win for the protectionist country and a loss-loss for the country with free trade. Then we are in the same situation that in the previous example. What will happen? They know that in free trade both will win, But both also know that if the other country applies protectionist actions, they will lose and the other will win. For example, we are Brazil. We are in free trade having benefits, but we know that if we use protectionism, we will have a lot of benefits here, more than in the current situation. However, if we do this, Argentina will do the same. And, well, we will lose both. But let's imagine that we trust in the free trade. We, as Brazil, we trust in the free trade situation, and Argentina betrays us and apply protectionist policies. They will have a lot of benefits during the time that our protectionist actions take place to be applied, and then both will lose too again. So why, in the first place, why we aren't the first to apply the protectionism to and get those temporal benefits? Better us than the other, huh? So the more inclined situation to happen is again the worst one. And what is necessary to achieve the global best situation? We will need the assistance of a third actor to direct collective negotiation. In the first example, Charlie, the dad, could explain what will happen if they fight, and that watching a sports program will be enjoyed by all the family, not only by one person. And in the second case, the World Trade Union could participate in this conflict and guarantee free trade between both countries. Otherwise, the organization will punish the protectionist country. Actually, the World Trade Union wouldn't be a good example because in the current times it isn't capable to deal with its obligations, but it's another topic to talk about. Well, that was all. I hope that you have understood it. Goodbye.